Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to This, That, and the Other. We're here today to do the first oil change on a 2022 Suzuki Hayabusa. This bike was bought about a week ago, and we are now at the 600 mile mark, so now it's time to do the first oil change. So unlike the 2000 or the 99 through the 2020, you used to have to take off the whole fairing. Well, this one, you have a bolt here, and this whole panel comes off, and then you also have a fastener here, and we have a fastener up here. That's actually right here. And then if you follow down the trim line, there's another one right here that you have to take off for your oil change. There's actually two, one for each side. Alright, for this oil change, as you can see, we have all Suzuki products that is recommended from Suzuki, and they all actually say Suzuki on them. The tools you'll need for this, according to the manufacturer, is a torque wrench, a 17mm socket or wrench, a 5mm Allen wrench to take the bolt off the fairing. This flathead screwdriver is actually for your push pins that are on the fairings. I have two different oil cups. One is a spring style and one is reversible. So if you want to use the torque specs, you can. And these are actually the torque specs for the bolt and for the filter. And the aluminum foil, I'll show you that here in a little while. All right, ladies and gents, here we go. See if we can start with this one right here. Put just a little bit of pressure on it. Twist of the screwdriver and it should come right loose. Oh, not quite far enough. Let's come over here so don't scuff up that fairing too much. Just like that. And there's one. All right, let's go underneath. See if we can get this one here started. There we go. That one acted like it's done something before. All right. Now I'm going to take this one bolt out right here. Again, this is a 5mm Allen wrench. You don't have to use a T-handle, you can use a regular Allen wrench. I just so happen to have a T-handle handy. Alright, be aware there is a rubber grommet in here. If you look at the bolt, it's got a shoulder on it, and that rubber grommet's to give the fairing some flex. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing loose now. Oh, folks, it looks like we got a hidden screw back in this little hole. Have to take it out too. Let's see. That popped out kind of easy. That popped out kind of easy. And these are actually just held on with plastic clips. It's just this one doesn't want to pop out. Whoop, there we go. No damage to the fairing. But there you go. So that's the side of the belly pan, or the belly fairing. We're going to lay that aside. All right. So now this is where we need our 17mm wrench or socket and ratchet. So right here's your drain plug. And if you notice, there's actually a guard in front of this. You may not be able to see it real well. But that's to keep debris from coming up and hitting the plug. So I don't have the drain pan underneath here. That way, oh, it's tight like I thought it was. That way when you break it loose, you ain't got to worry about the drain pan. Alright, so the drain pan in here, and we'll pull that plug right out. And there's the oil. There's a little bit of debris on it, which is to be expected under any oil change, but especially the first one, as I did just freshly assemble the bike and it's only got 600 miles on it. Alright, as it's finishing up its drainage, I'll take the oil plug and put the oil plug back in when it gets done there. So in the beginning of it, I showed you a piece of aluminum foil, and people are like, well, what is that for? Well, if you don't like oil on your headers, just like so. Gotta mold it to where you want it. Alright, right there's that. And believe we're about good on that on your drain plug, so we'll go ahead and throw it back in. Alright, after many years is what it seems like of trying, I think I figured the trick out. Put the ratchet on the cup first, put it in the forward mode and twist it right in, and she goes right in there. Now this is more than likely going to be, oh, nope, it wasn't as tight as I anticipated. Should be able to flip the lever, twist the cup, there's the cup, and there goes the pretty oil. And it's actually going down the aluminum foil and into the pan. And that's the whole idea of the aluminum foil, keeps it off your headers. So we can get this filter all the way out of here. Oop. Alright, we got our O-ring here with it. So that's good. We'll set this right here, let that drain for a minute. We'll get ready to put our new filter on. Right, so if you notice, the old filter is in my right hand and the new filter is in my left. So they are matching Suzuki part numbers. Always double check that. The Suzuki dealer should be able to tell you what filter to use and should give it to you. But always double check. The nice thing about Suzuki is they actually only run about 3 filters. So that makes life a lot easier. Alright, we're going to prime this one just a little bit. Of course, soak down the O-ring to keep it from dry gasketing. If you get a dry gasket on a filter, it's a little bit of a pain to get it back off. Something else we noticed is that if you actually look on the Suzuki oil bottle, there's actually a Hayabusa sitting on it right here. There's just a little bit of oil on there. Keep from dry gasketing the filter. I'm going to prime it just a little bit, so I can keep from pouring it all over myself. There we go. That should help reduce the dry start. Alright, so something that I've always done is I always put the filter in towards the back first and bring it around to the front. The reason for that is if you put it in the front first and you knock a piece of dirt off and it gets inside that filter and you don't know it, you can easily pump it inside the motor. So there is a torque spec of 14.5 foot-pounds for the oil filter. 15 plus 1.5 is 16.5. That's the drain plug spec. We're going the correct direction. Now we're going to tighten the drain plug. That's all you get for a quarter, fellas. If you notice, I did not put the lower fairing on it. I'm going to do that after we do a test start. I always do that just to be sure we've got no leaks. The manufacturer recommended amount is 3.6 quarts. We have 4 quarts here, so it will just about take all of it to put it in. And if you notice in your sight glass, see the oil right here? Alright, here we go with our first start after the oil change. So we see the oil should start coming into the bubble. So I'm going to put a little bit in here at a time, because it may just be my measuring device is off, which is my eyeball. Alright, ladies and gents, well, we've put in 4 quarts, and as you can tell, based off the sight glass, we are not quite there yet, as it's just a touch next to the lower marker. So we're going to go ahead and put just a touch more in there. We actually went back to the Suzuki dealer, talked to them about it, and they said that is kind of curious, but we also explained to them that once we got the bike up on the lift, that the oil actually was not even showing inside the sight glass when we picked it up. So we actually looked at another brand new 2022 Hayabusa, and it was actually the same way. All right, here we go. We're popping and cracking and going back where we're supposed to be. All right, let's pop and crack and snap that one back in. And then we've got our magic secret screw. Just like that, not too tight. You're just holding plastic in place. Now the bottom piece right here actually has a slot. There's a big tab right here by my finger. And it actually goes into a tab that's right here. There we go. There it is. A little bit of finagling there, got her in. That one there looks pretty close to being lined up. That one goes right in real easy. Alright, and now we're going to reach in and put this one back together. Of course, this is a bolt, so there ain't much finagling to this one. Get my Allen wrench here. Alright folks, she's all the way back together. Give her a little shake here and there. That's it for this episode. Y'all come back now, you hear?